Members, anything supplementary? Or maybe we can get the IG to respond and then we can respond to his submission. You may proceed, IG.
Months since I was appointed. We have done a lot of works, and majority of you are witnesses of that. Our country remains safe and secure for all of us. A lot of works have, of course, gone into that to ensure that the communities of Kenya, the people of Kenya, they can be able to do whatever they do from morning to evening, and from evening to the next morning, without looking over their shoulders because of insecurity, save for few cases here and there, which we have actually been really dealing with. And I want to mention areas like the North Rift that were seriously affected by insecurity due to cattle rustling and other criminal activities. I want to confirm to this committee that the entire assorted illicit firearms have actually been surrendered back to the government. A clear indication that the efforts that the National Police Service, of course, we're working together with other security agencies and the Ministry of Interior. The efforts are actually, coming to fruition. That is the reason why you go to Marakwet, illegal firearms have been surrendered. You go to the Pokot areas, illegal firearms have surrendered. By those who are, have been holding those firearms and causing a lot of insecurity in those areas. standards. So, and many other areas. Honorable Chairperson and honorable members of the committee, ladies and gentlemen. I am honored to appear before the committee and reaffirm the service commitment to its constitutional mandate. I recognize the vital role of the County Public Accounts Committee in promoting accountability and transparency and the service remains committed to collaborate with the committee in strengthening good governance and public trust. In overview, in support of the good governance and accountability, the service collaborates with the parliamentary committees, including this particular committee, the County Public Accounts Committee, the CPAC, in achieving its mandate of county oversight role of public resources in the counties. This collaboration is guided by key legal and constitutional provisions, including, number one, Article 239 and the fourth schedule of the Constitution of Kenya 2010, establishing the National Police Service as one of the national security organs. Article 125 of the Constitution, this one is the empowering parliamentary committees to summon witnesses and request documents. Number three, the National Police Service Act 2011, this is the one governing the National Police Service operations, investigations, and enforcement. And number four, the Public Finance Management Act 2012 that supports oversight of the public resources. The above provisions provide the framework for the National Police Service participation in the committee's oversight functions. So that is where now we are coming in as a National Police Service to work very, very closely with this committee because the Constitution provides for that. Number three, areas that we can be able to collaborate. Investigations of misappropriated resources. In cases where the committee establishes that public funds have been misused, the service is always ready to assist in carrying out further investigations, gathering evidence, and ensuring that any county official or county governor found culpable is prosecuted in accordance with the law. Number three, the enforcement of committee summons. The County Public Accounts Committee, in exercising its power under Article 125 of the Constitution, may summon county officials or governors to appear before it to respond to audit queries. In instances where they refuse to comply, the service, under the direction of the committee, is always ready to arrest and present them before the committee as requested. Three point three, security during committee proceedings and county visits. Honorable Chair and honorable members, I know from time to time you have proceedings in the counties out there.
Can invite any person, and if they fail to appear, this committee can summon any person. And if they fail to appear, then I am glad that we are in agreement that in instances where they refuse to comply, the service under the direction of the committee is ready to arrest and present them before the committee as requested. Of course, this is a nuclear option, and I think it's a power that we want to use sparingly. We should not be judged by the example of our power, but by the power of our example. So yes, from time to time, we will request you to arrest and present witnesses before this committee. But if you have robust intergovernmental frameworks, then it should not be necessary that a governor has to be frog-marched to the Senate by the Inspector General of Police. But members, I think we are in agreement that where that situation arises, we are in agreement that Article 125 and the Parliamentary Powers and Privileges Act might require us to ask the IG to present a witness, because nobody is above the law in this republic. I think that was a very important commitment for us to make, and a very important communication for us to make to the public, not just necessarily to the governors, because that provision says we can summon any person. It does not have to be just governors. It can even be county officials. It can be other public officials or even state officers. I think that has come out very clearly. I think what has come out clearly also is that the service will partner and is ready to assist in carrying out further investigations. We might need to have a little conversation between the EACC and the DCI so that we are clear on which matters should we refer to the EACC and which matters should we refer to the DCI. I don't know what your thoughts are on this, because some of the issues coming out of this committee, sometimes you assume that DCI is dealing with hardcore crime and terrorism, narco-terrorism, and all those things. And sometimes you don't want to burden them with investigations of county officials. But there are some things that sometimes are outrightly criminal, where county officers ban records. They ban finance records. Happened in Kitui, happened in Migori, happened in Homabay, happened in Embu, happened in Kisumu. It's becoming a trend that when their court pants down, they go and ban the records. These ones, I think, are criminal things that ideally the DCI should be seized of. What are your thoughts, IG, on that separation? Between EACC and DCI?
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members,
and those instances are very, very many, and they are captured, some of them are captured in our audit reports. But now we end up prescribing or recommending action without the benefit of maybe benefiting from further investigations by the DCI. And you've touched on a matter that is very dear to the people of Kitui County. The banning of documents, finance documents, under the administration of a former governor, Charity Ngilu. And that matter was being investigated by the DCI. That matter was flagged by the Auditor General. But we've never had a conversation with the DCI, with the NPS, on where we are. With a matter like that, where documents for an entire financial year go up in flames, of course, to cover up on some theft. So Chair, I think we should now move from theory to reality. If this is not jumping the gun, best. Not just governors, to arrest entities or heads of entities who are supposed to appear before the committee, still required to do so by the Senate committee. And I'm making reference, Chair, to the recommendation that was made by this committee to the Inspector General of Police in relation to the governor of Samburu, so that we deal with real issues. I thank you, Chair.
Okay. Please, IG, just take note so that we allow the senators to respond, and you respond at once. Senator Kongo Morgan.
Yes, the rule of law, and for demonstrating to us that no public official is above accountability. You know, really that's a joy for me this morning, that we have an IG who is willing to tell the country that under his watch, no public official will be above accountability. That is commendable. And I'm proud that when he was vetted, I was on the floor and I voted to have him take that seat of IG. That is really commendable. You know, that commitment, Chair, helps us to build integrity in our institutions and to also have a constitutional order. Because if we don't have a country that respects rule of law, we'll have chaos. We'll have chaos. If we open it up and say it's free soko, free for all, do what you want, obey no law, there will be no country. So that's commendable. And you know, he has put it in writing before us, before this house. He has put it on record that under his watch, and nobody will be above the law. I think that's really commendable, and I want to thank him. Because accountability, Chair, is the foundation of our democracy. If we don't have accountability, there will be no democracy at all. So I think that is good. We should not even spoil the menu. He has presented it, cooked very nicely. Let's not mess it up. That is good. It's agreed. Excellent. The only thing we will do is now to internally develop good working relationship with his office. But the second one, Chair, which has been a problem for this committee, and for once, I want to speak now as I don't want to talk as a politician. I want to speak as a person who is patriotic, who loves my country. If you sit in this committee, IG, it's a frustration day in, day out. The reports that we receive from the gentleman to our right, these auditors, the kind of plundering of public resources at our counties makes us feel like we should be crying here every day. So when you put it in writing in point 3.4, that you're also willing to take up investigation of these cases, that is our joy as a committee. Because we want to see action that can act as a deterrence. And I was reading the Constitution in Article 244, and it says the functions and objects of the National Police Service is to prevent corruption. That's your mandate. Yes. To prevent corruption. Yes. It's your mandate. So even if we have EACC, Kenyans deemed it fit to put it there that your mandate should be to prevent corruption, to promote practices of transparency and accountability. So you are our greatest partner as a committee. And there is no way we can hold anybody accountable unless they appear before us. We give them a chance to tell us their story before we forward the files to you. So I really hope, IG, you can agree that we partner. Our auditors are not politicians. They are the ones who look at the books. They bring the books to us and say, look at what has happened in County A. And we are looking after 47, so nobody should say we are doing politics. I have no interest of vying to be governor in Mutembei. So if I get a report from Mutembei, I look at it very objectively, or from makwiny. So let us build on this 3.4, that you can take some of the cases that you can investigate. Can I give you an example? World Bank has flagged 2 counties, County of Kajiado, County of Nyamira. And people holding very high offices, I think CS Treasury is a very senior person, has written to those counties and frozen their accounts. They have written to this committee. There is a letter on record from the PS to us, telling us, look at the plundering of public resources that has taken place at these 2 counties. And how do we look before the eyes of the World Bank that they are coming to help us, to help our people? And we just decided to take those resources, put them in our pockets, create millionaires, and nothing happens. A letter was written to EACC in September. Nothing has happened. Let's begin from there. We partner with the IG. Let him go and do investigations. We can never direct his office. Nobody can say it is politics. Let him do his investigations. If he recommends prosecution, we'll take it up with the DPP. So, Chair, to be brief, I'm happy with this engagement. Our good win today is willing to help us on accountability and is willing to partner with us. Let's give him good files where we see that evidence has been presented to us on plundering of resources at our counties. I yield.
Thank you. I think your point is, let's not squander the goodwill. Yes. We have an IG who's willing to work and partner with Parliament. Yes. Let's not squander it. Yes. Let's put it into action. Yes. Okay, Senator Gatai.
Quickly, Chair. Chair, I think I'm impressed because I think IG map that I voted for the right person in the floor of the House. This is very impressive. You know, when I went through your submission, it built a lot of confidence in me that we are partners in fighting impunity. Yes. And make sure that we entrench accountability in this country. IG, we have been around for some time. Our prosecutors are the auditors.
just like in the police context, where the prosecutors will just parade a convict before a court of law. And we have seen some very serious cases in various counties where public resources have been squandered, lights. And I think I would request maybe the committee through some provisions. We marry the idea of Senator Wambua, where we are supposed to incorporate the DCI, the way we have brought on board the EACC and the Treasury. Because there are some cases that border strictly on criminality. I remember sometimes we went to a certain county that I don't want to mention. Actually, the chair and the committee declared that county a crime scene. Because nothing could be accounted for. Millions and billions of money that have been put in that county for very many years. So we only witnessed some white elephant projects, and these suspects are going scot-free.
And they serve the law. So I believe whatever a cognizable offense is committed, I think the IG should just do their job. I thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Senator Manzo. Senator Cherargei.
Thank you, Chair. I want to commend the IG for appearing, because all of us took the same oath to uphold and protect the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya. While I have noted your submissions before the committee, and we agree all of us must be accountable at any level, whether at the police level, as leaders, and any critical. And Chair, there is a small matter where interesting characters within county government ban documents, and I think we have heard of Kitui, Nyamira, and I think another county. There was a county from northern Kenya, was it Garissa, who told us that the flood waters had taken their documents, which is very interesting. My only IG, you have a unit called Critical Infrastructure Protect Police Unit, SIPO. I don't know, do you normally collaborate with these county governments to protect most of this installation and infrastructure, so that these arsonists do not have a field day of destroying documents, which are very critical? Number one, during the investigation, do you participate in reconstructing some of these documents together with EACC and DCI? And third, these people that you have, can we sometimes assist our sergeant at arms to restrain some of the governors? When things get too hot, they run away, like Tarakanite Governor Mutomi. He came here, made the documents, but when he heard the room was getting too hot, he ran away. Can we also request SIPO to assist our sergeant at arms to restrain witnesses who would want to run away from accountability? And I've given you an example, and you can even review within the CCTV. And thank God we have a police unit. So can you assist us with that? Finally, Chair, I've sat in this audit committee. The account is IG, and you need just, maybe you can either clarify or you can give they are paying, including double salary to the police officers, paying outside allowances. What is the position as the Inspector General of Police? Are you aware of such instances? Because OAG Patrick is here, can confirm there are some counties who pay more than allowances because, of course, it's allowed by the law, but sometimes they do double salary because they maybe protect the installations within the. So what will be your position on that? And finally, against corruption and the push for accountability is a responsibility of all of us. We have EACC, we have DCI, of course, which is part of you. We have the ODPP and the judiciary. Chair, I'm aware there is always a colloquium of administrative of justice. Have you seen? Do you think, what do you think we should do to counties? Because you have had sign a communique yesterday that they will never appear before this committee because of the timeline of 31st March. The chair and the committee, out of wisdom, has realized that we issue summonses pronto. Do you have enough manpower to frog march or bring the governors who will defy the summonses of this committee and in good time to allow us to interrogate them, write our reports, make recommendations, process them to EACC? Or you want us to request for more allocation in supplementary budget to add more police officers to frog march the fugitive of justice? Chair, can I finish this very pregnant and critical point? You know, I know you will say...
We have another meeting after this.
Chair, I know you will say he needs more resources, so I am also picking his mind that a supplementary budget is coming. Should we add more resources for him to get more police officers to bring fugitive of justice and accountability? Who are the governors? I yield back.
Thank you. Members, there are things we will not discuss in this committee, particularly rumors and allegations that are flying in the digital space, social media, until they are properly processed by Parliament. And so we don't necessarily have to put the IG to task on that. Secondly, specific audit observations, perhaps we might want to do a formal communication on the specific areas for you to respond. But listening to my colleagues, maybe I might summarize before you respond that what we are looking looking for is a professional and respectful relationship between the service and Parliament. And you have already made that commitment. It is a commitment that is in writing. In fact, maybe one day we might need to ask the IG to just appear before the whole House and make that commitment. Because I think the last time you came before the whole House, Song of Solomon's, chapter 2, verse 15, says, "Now therefore, catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin the vineyards, our vineyards that are in bloom. Now therefore, catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin our vineyards." These little foxes sit in the Council of Governors, they sit in county governments, they sit in public offices, they sit in state offices. You have dealt with the hardcore criminals. We appreciate you for that. Now, therefore, catch for us the little foxes. IG, you may respond.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chair and Honorable members. I have listened very, very carefully to the Honorable members. The issues that have actually been raised service to take care of that.
Oh, okay, so the clerk of the Senate will be in touch,
Yes.
so that we have a designated liaison officer who then acts as a bridge between the two institutions.
Thank you.
Honorable members, so I think let's summarize it again from the Bible. IG, catch for us the little foxes. They might look small in the overall scheme of things, but the things they do result in death when drugs are not in hospitals. The things they do result in illiteracy. When ECD centers are not being funded. The things they do can compromise the future of this nation. Those little foxes that ruin our vineyards, please catch them for us. Senator Dulo, we were closing, but let me allow you to say one thing.
Actually, I was talking to CS Morgan. So, on some issues in my county of insecurity,